Yeah, so the day has finally arrived. It's a Monday morning. We got a little drizzle going on, and Juan's here, and we're loading up a line machine. Gonna get it up on the hill down here in the Summit Yard, Kelso. Creeping on the low boy for the first time. First time's always kind of a slow process, especially with this machine, figuring out how it's going to ride, how it's going to set, whatnot, how it's going to fit. We're taking our time, making it right. Kind of interesting here in the Summit Yard, all the various machines. Barbecue 830E there, sad nothing to say. But Summit provides a second life for machines, whether they're tired or burned up or worn out or damaged in some way. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so what we're doing, our drum is low. It's at the level of the car body, so we need to pull forward and then back up on blocks in order to lift the drum, the bottom of the drum up to clear the gooseneck on the Jeep. This is the 12-axle configuration because she weighs in at something over 120. We're not exactly sure yet on what the actual weight is.
I'll see if I can get the neck under.
Okay. Hey, Max? Yes, sir. Just help me out on what I need to do with the line. So,
okay,
so roll it.
Rolling in and coming in, and then we'll get a chain on the cable around the ship. Okay. So remember with this bucket, we can't curl it up all the way. So pull it up to the boom. They curl up, bucket to the boom. If you hold it right there, we'll chain that cable to the
Yeah, so it's kind of a group effort this first time. It's always good to be surrounded by competent people. The operation of the machine is pretty straightforward. The outfeed and the in-haul for the drum, there's a toggle, so you can manually operate the drum, thumb toggle on your left joystick. The only thing is it's a little abrupt, so it's taking a little getting used to. You don't want to overspool the drum, so that's my hesitation on that. But anyhow, plenty of time to get comfortable and get speedy on it. We're just taking her slow and not fouling anything up at this point. believe I can get him right to it. I can get him within a couple miles, then I'm going to float him up in there and just make sure that last little bit if he likes it.
Yeah.
Juan's an awesome driver. He really, he's
awesome.
He's good, you know, and I mean, he's taken me in places where I just didn't think it was going to happen. You know, I appreciate all the work you guys have done. So
those guys at our paint shop do a pretty good job.
well, y'all, I mean, everybody I've met and talked to, you know, it's awesome. So yeah.
Height pole or tape measure?
Tape measure, yeah.
There,
no, that's okay. I can get it there. I don't know if he wants to get out on the pavement first. Or... Juan, do you want to measure here, or you want to run down the road a ways, or
measure it here?
Okay, I'll go grab tape. Yeah, so as you can see there in that shot on the trailer, the bucket doesn't roll clear up because of the extended linkage for the quick coupler. But that's all right. That'll come in handy when we want to use it for digging. We can just pop that bucket off and throw a digging bucket on without the shield. So it's a good trade-off. But it does put it high in this configuration, as you're about to find out, or we found out measuring it. But again, we'll play with it as we go along. The upper line wings, we could pop a couple bolts on each side and tip that back. That would give us some height. And if need be, we can take the bucket off and run that up on a small trailer. And one way or the other, we'll get her dialed in. It takes a while to get it figured out. And it'll be old hat. This was an easy move, so the height wasn't an issue. Uh-oh! I see that look in your eye. What you got?
15.6 like that.
15.6? Copy.
We're fine for today. We're fine for today.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she's pretty well planted and we're ready to go. Tie her down and flag her up. Off we'll go. So the machine is definitely big and wide and heavy and tall, so it took a while to get it set up this first time. That's all right, it'll get easier from here on out. Hopefully many of the moves will be, you know, off-road on the farm, so to speak, so that would make it a lot easier, you know. Won't need the full 12-axle configuration. Don't have to be as concerned with that logistical issues. Anyhow, she's revved up. The grill is ready to go. Ready to give her a tug. So we're about to hit the pavement. Yeah, so I'll drop the Jeep there. Then we're on site. Unload, so. Backing it off, you know, again, I'm driving it like a grandmother, but that's all right, first time. The machine's quite big, and it's interesting, you know, I don't have a feel for its size yet, so I don't mind taking it easy, and, you know, as I've said in other videos, I think the most important thing really, you know, in operating in terms of getting production is to not break anything. And it's easy to break something on a new machine, or new to me, you know, machine. So the tower is really tall, and of course that the angle of the stick affects that, sticks it way out in front of you. There are a couple antennas on top of that that go for a little over $1,000 a piece that can be jammed up into brush or trees or whatnot. And the drum also extends further than a counterweight would and is delicate, so to speak. It's not delicate, but you don't want to be jamming it into anything. So, yeah, I'm just kind of easing it along here. Since this video is taken, I've gotten some more time on it, and the comfort level's going up. I'm a big fan of just creeping on the low boy. Lon takes really good care of his truck and trailer, so I want to make sure I don't booger it up for him. That's one of the things I really appreciate about the Tiger Cat at low RPM with that closed loop load sensing system. With the Tiger Cat, you got full power at low RPM. You can multifunction. It's just as smooth as silk. I was impressed by this machine too at low RPM. There was some hesitation, but at the same time, it responded well, and it was easy to to move slowly and have good control and take care of the trailer. A lot of weight going on, and pretty easy to chew things up unnecessarily. Yeah, so that line is it's loose, and of course that changes as you move the stick in and out. It lengthens by running over the top sheave, and it's 1/8" line with a heavy eye on it, so it kind of flops around. Of course, you got that lower sheave there too, which is chained to the side now, but that sticks out and is difficult you can't see it. When it's not chained down, and so it's difficult to judge since I'm just getting a feel for it now. Here we got the attachment chain in there, and also the strap, which runs from that mount on the bucket to the car body. Be shackled up to give it full weight of the machine to the lower sheave without relying on the cylinders. Yeah, so like I said, this is a Monday, and they finished it up last week, and Lon had it permitted for Monday, and then Max, who was in the video there earlier down at the shop, Max and Eric will be up tomorrow morning, and they'll help me set up the radios and sync them up, and there's a couple small details that have to be taken care of, and then first item, really major item, would be to tension the line, and as it turned out, that took some doing, but very important to do right. And so I'm looking forward to Tuesday late morning or early afternoon. I'll be going over the hill. Here's kind of what I'm thinking about. I've got a little turnaround. You can't see it yet, but pull out on my right side as we're sitting there now. But I'm being cautious about that tower because, like I said, if you pull your stick in, that tips that out, and there are those antennas in the load cell on the sheave to keep in mind. And on your ass end, you got your drum set too, so that sticks out more than you think. So taking it easy. Don't want to ding the gorilla either, Yeah, unfortunately, the guys in the yard crew had started trucking on this upper road, but this was a good site here, this turnaround, because basically I had a section of road that was, I think it was I pulled it out on a Venza, it looked like about 1,700 feet or so, and basically in a straight line. And but since there was trucking, we had to jump down to where that active spur took off, and I ended up having to go around the corners. But there was standing timber, so for tension in the line, it wasn't a big deal. It seemed like as I was thinking about it prior, knowing that the tensioning was coming up, I thought this might be a good section for it. There's also a little bit of shade because that asshole that cuts down all the trees hadn't gotten to the upper side of the road, and there's a little RMZ, as you can see off there to the right, so it gave us some shade. Yeah, so that line is it's an interesting thing to work around. I'll get more comfortable with it as it goes, but as I've said several times, I was being cautious. But anyhow, we got off. We got up there. We got off, and she's waiting for tomorrow morning. So off to a good start. So, anyhow, more to come. So as always, appreciate your interest and your comments, and we'll look forward to the next installment. So be safe. Thank you.